Stop.
That's fine. We started. Hey. Okay. We're not officially started. I don't care. Yeah, no. I should have
No. We let them gather.
Yeah.
We let them gather.
Yeah.
Yes.
We let them gather.
Gather.
The sheep.
Yes.
Listen. Listen, subs.
Oh, that's not what kind of show I thought this was going to be.
Ah.
But that's fine. Love that. Yep.
That's why
Hi.
they're into this.
Yes. Good.
I'm here.
Good.
Hello.
Oh man.
I can do this too. Like, hey.
I
Hi.
had not thought about puppets in situation, but I guess that can also be part of.
Someone
Puppet
should
show.
do like a
Yeah.
adult show.
You know,
Have you heard of Avenue Q? It's a musical.
No.
That's an adult puppet.
Avenue
It's an adult puppet show.
Q.
It's not.
Wow.
It's trash. It's not great, but it exists.
He said, "Oh, it's
real.
trash."
It's real.
That means it's me.
It didn't age well.
It just.
Ah.
It didn't age well.
I'm Fisher the Fister.
Yes.
Oh wow, kid.
I'm,
Oh my
I
god.
don't know musicals very well.
I really
went
don't.
to see it.
Wait, I need my sunglasses. No, I don't.
If you got we did on Broadway.
Is that what I'm
Your
hearing?
bag? Your green bag right
Yeah.
here? Is this your bag? Or is
Wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're Celeste.
The Tonys.
Oh,
gave
okay.
to
Do you mind if I
Avenue
grab
Q.
that?
No, you're
She got some,
good.
like,
Celeste is
amazing-
down there.
How wrong they
That's
were.
Celeste. Teach you everything.
Yeah.
That's what she has in box and everything.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
She
generally
was late
do.
at an hour before.
I apologize for making eye contact when I
And that's
said
it.
that.
You wanna hold it?
I'll
Do
do
you want to
that.
show the people live what that is?
Yes.
Celeste.
Celeste.
Celeste is gorgeous.
We love her.
Celeste,
I
We
like.
stand a legend.
a classy lady.
I stand her.
Did you create Celeste?
No, an
Did you
85-year-old
purchase
woman named Carol did.
Forgot the puppet. Come on.
Yeah,
Get it together.
I bought her at Hampton Design Studios.
Yeah.
Owned by a lovely person. I love him and his husband.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's in Irvington, next to Irvington Island Books and the Irvington Theater.
Oh, him, Adam. I know him. He's so tall. And you know what? That store. No, yeah. And that store, they always have snacks, guys.
Ooh.
Yes, I remember going. There were like cubes of like salami and
I
cheese,
need
like
to
good
go.
food. Yeah, and like juice pouches.
They'll also
So
sample the really good cookies usually.
yes. So what is that store actually called?
Which one?
Adam store.
Hampton
HD.
Designs.
Yes, Hampton Designs.
Or HD, yeah.
Come on.
And that's
Yes.
why like you needed that.
Shades.
Yes. You know what? It'd be cool if we could have all matched. We would have liked a memo. No, you know what? No, this is you.
I was like,
This is you.
like
This is you.
Celia that is modeling, and I'm just like, here.
I've been doing so many
We
shows
gotta talk
lately.
about
It's
this
crazy.
dress. Maybe you want to
Yeah, she's everything.
a bit of a dress and talk about your neckwear a little bit.
Yeah.
There's people responding.
Okay.
It's actually
Yes.
like a onesie romper situation.
Yes.
Oh, come to Melody's house. We're not gonna. We're gonna go ahead and let the phone be where it's at.
Yeah, do what she says. Come here
Do what
right
she
now.
says.
Jimmy Ramos, I see you watching. Come here right now.
Yes.
Jane.
Get on the
You've
event
got
page.
time to get here. Get here.
Like in
Right.
person, not on the
That's
phone.
what this is. I mean, like. Okay. Anyway, so please keep going. We
Okay,
have
so the neckwear. Hold on, I gotta get close.
Get into
because you
it.
can't see.
Give them a whole vlogging, like, hi guys, welcome back to my channel.
So this is not my actual vagina, but
That's a good way. Good
she
segue.
You don't.
Good family
she had
content.
multiple different colors and
Good
like
family
shapes and sizes and like the labias were different shapes and the lip, everything super detailed. And I was like, shit. I gotta pick one that looks the closest to mine as possible. And my ex was in the room, and I was like, "Hey, come here real quick. Top three, pick one, from your remembrance."
I'm
'cause
glad
I can't-
that
It was hilarious.
received that
He was
help.
like, "You know what? That one, yeah, that one." So yeah, I got
You made
this.
us like think about your vagina again. Like you were like, remember my vagina? Can you
Can you
Can
go
you just
back?
conjure this for me?
can you just
Can you?
But I got it because I think it's awesome that she's bold enough to make vagina jewelry. And I feel like sex should be freaking normalized. Everybody's having it. clearly we're here. People are still pregnant, you know.
Message.
And I feel like people want to touch people's vaginas without asking. People want to take vaginas. People want to judge what people do with their vaginas and what goes on with their vaginas.
At Alabama.
So I feel like I should be able to wear one on my neck.
Hallelujah.
Here for it.
And I battled a wound disease and I won.
Yes.
So
You can talk
it's
about it
just
for a
like
minute.
my little, I don't know, like my trophy.
Trophy.
Can you talk about that a little
Sure.
bit? 'Cause I'm actually-
It's called endometriosis. Y'all have probably heard about it. You probably know somebody with it. 1 in 10 women reportedly have it, and usually it takes like 10 to 13 years before they can even properly diagnose it. I've had a plethora of different surgeries and procedures and been on hella different birth controls and all kinds of stupid, crazy shit. I feel like a guinea pig and a push pin thing all at the same time. And I had stage 4, so it was growing in like other places of my body. And one day I was like, fuck this. I don't want medicine anymore. I gotta figure out a different way. So I changed the way I ate, and I changed the stuff that I did, and I am a hell of a lot better now.
That's awesome. Really happy for you.
I'm happy too,
Yes.
because I kept seeing all these women online. They were like, I healed my body with food. I healed my body with herbs. And I'm like, well, how? No one's saying how they did this shit. You're just saying you did it and you have all these children and you were having miscarriages before, so I see the results, but what is the fucking process? So I just had to figure out the damn process. And it took like a year and a half, 2 years. I think I'm like 4 years into my transitional food change journey, and yeah, I'm loving it. It's hard, but being sick was harder, so I was just like, I don't want to die, and I don't want to have hysterectomy. I'm only, at the time I was like 21, so no.
Wait, how old are you?
I'll be 27.
Shut up!
Yeah. I know, I'm like a baby.
I was like, oh, I'm older than this now. I was like, ah! No, I'm not. I'm 23.
You're a baby. I
So
thought
you
you were.
are the youngest.
How old?
Come on. I whip my hair back and forth.
I'm 28.
Really?
You're 28?
I know,
You are the
yeah.
child.
I didn't know.
I win this.
Where am I?
I'm gonna be. I better
How old are you?
I'm 22. I'm turning 23 this year.
I'm turning 24.
20 year.
Yes.
What's your birthday month?
August.
Oh, I win. I'm older than you.
Wow.
There was a competition the whole time.
Yes.
August what?
17.
What about?
Leo?
Yes.
Wait.
I'm a Leo. What's your birthday? Look at me stomp.
When's your birthday?
July 28th.
Yeah.
July
Nice.
is
Awesome.
Yes, we are very fiery. July 31st.
Nice.
I like it.
Nice.
Wow.
Let me all rule.
We gotta come up with there. We're pretty cool.
All these
Fire signs. I'm like,
What's your sign?
I see.
Oh my God, I love y'all.
What sign are you?
I'm a Leo.
What sign do you got you on? Okay.
Ooh. Sorry.
You are probably.
Wow.
I don't know, you're so like.
People often think
You
that,
told me
and
what
they,
you were, I think, but I forgot. I feel like.
people often think I'm like an Aries or
I was gonna say
Taurus,
Aries.
Be
but I'm a
part of
Libra.
everything.
Are you really?
That's what I was yes.
You're so fabulous for a Libra. Because Libras are usually like.
For sure. And
Yeah.
Really
I know. Well, I don't drink.
And chips and
That's my
maybe
thing.
not best chips.
But also, like,
Ariel
horse
when I say something about the
milk,
chips
like,
because she.
We only need one hors d'oeuvre, so just the chips. That's all we need. Actually, great.
we were welcoming a guest, if you were wondering.
Yes,
We're
we
gonna
have
go
someone
ahead.
here. The
Yes.
rest of you should come.
Yes. Come.
Yes, so many
live
seeds.
stream happening.
And guys, there are chips here. You know that?
We're just talking to the
There
Free
is
chick.
gluten-free, lightly seasoned.
They're the best chips ever.
What's the flavor?
They're chili garlic, and
But lightly seasoned.
these chips are endorsed by Nell Hoon, Shannon Hoon's mother. I'm going to throw that in
Someone's mom?
there. Shannon Hoon from Blind Melon, his mother, endorses these chips.
What's the brand?
They're Walmart brand.
Classic.
Okay, I'm leaving now.
But those are the chips that are either, and they're vegan, they're gluten-free. I was going to say vegan-free. And there's no vegan.
Vegan-free.
There's no vegans in the
Yeah,
chips.
fuck that vegan shit.
We didn't put any vegans in
Nah, I
the
wrote
chips.
one of the
But,
shirts.
Vegans were made with.
yeah. So we're actually going to go ahead and start.
Yeah.
And we're actually, we have
I'm really excited. About
a song that we like, that we just created for the
Let's
show.
see.
Do you want to go ahead and get into the song?
I'm gonna read a little bit from my short story from Nerve Endings, the new transerotic later.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm excited about that.
Yes.
So tight.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and just do the song real quick, and then I'll introduce everybody, and then
Okay.
we can all just get into it. Ready? Okay, can you give me which one?
Slam!
Marguerite, you're the I love you. Yeah, we worked on that.
They practiced
They
real hard.
That was funny.
A lot of manipulation went into that.
Yeah, no, better. There's other ones that. Anyways, good. Silence.
Please welcome your host, Ari!
Oh my God, hi. So I'm Ariana Kisa. I am the owner, I'm gonna say owner, of Feel and Heal Poetry. That is who is putting the show on for you guys tonight.
Come on.
I believe in healing, I believe in sexual healing, and I believe in creating a show that I want to see. And this is a show that I wanted to see. I have some amazing people here. You guys have no idea. We're gonna start with my beautiful co-star over here, co-creator of the theme song. This is Miss Sylvia.
Hi, I'm Sylvia.
This is Sylvia.
Wow.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah, what do I need to say?
I mean, what do you want the people to
Author,
know?
poet.
3 words.
Oh
Three
my
words.
God.
3 words.
Pronouns.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
she, her, hers, author, poet, advocate.
I like that. I'm going to do it with you guys too, just so you know. I like
Okay.
the 3-word thing. So, yes. Next to me is Mariah. Mariah is a sex educator, and she'll be here talking about a really good topic. We're all just going to have a really great conversation, and I'm so excited to hear about you and your experiences in your education. And Mariah, what are 3 words that describe you?
We'll do pronouns too. She, her, hers, you know, all those fun things. 3 words. Dancer, healer, creator.
I like
Wow.
that. I like that. There's like goddess powers, like right there. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. All you need. Beautiful.
Come on, let's go in this camera.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's go
Hello.
over here.
We've
You can
got
see me better now.
David. Oh yeah, you were.
I was kind of like half in, half out, but that's all good.
She's
We have, yes. We are going to have one more join us a little bit later, but right now, Damon is an author as well.
Yes.
Yes. And actually, and I will say, my pronouns are she, hers. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting.
It's okay.
What are your pronouns, or what are
My
yours?
pronouns are he and him and his, and I'm gonna represent those he, him, his. And I'm very comfortable being the only one here
Okay.
presenting. 3 words for me. I'm gonna say writer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say artist, writer, artist,
No.
and queer.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I'm also actually going to do the 3-word thing too. I feel left out. Let's see. Magical.
wow.
Phoenix.
Hey.
Rising.
That's
Yeah.
a sentence. Also 3 words.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Wow. Whew. Yes. Well, we got some people coming in. Hi, beautiful. You look great. Hi, Naz.
Come on,
Just to
Brad.
warn you really quick, you look amazing. We are doing this live as well on Facebook.
I
That's okay
love-
with you.
Can
Yes.
I sit here?
Please come sit here. You can join us. Do you want to hear the theme song we came up with for the show? I don't want you to miss that experience.
Okay.
Sing that.
I'm late.
You're fine. You're fine. You look
You're
amazing.
fine.
I'm so excited.
You're doing amazing.
Yes.
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 Your camera's right there, just let you know.
So Nazreen just joined us, and Nazreen is a phenomenal poet, author as well. Is that your book?
No.
No. Oh, okay. I was excited for you. Okay, cool. Beautiful, beautiful poet and amazing visual artist. Definitely check out her stuff when you can. You know, go to her page and everything. And yeah, do you want to introduce yourself and tell them 3 words that describe you? I know you just walked in. Do you want me to do something and then you have time to think about it? It's up to you.
I'm really bad at audience participation.
No worries. Okay, cool. We're just gonna move on. Nazrine's amazing. And also, if you were anything to drink, water, and you got stuff upstairs also that you like. That you.
Yeah, okay.
I keep forgetting.
She's like, I'll be my regular self after that. I need a spot. We'll be back.
Okay, so I think I'd like to wait till she comes back. Should I? Start? Let her start. Let's let's banter. Okay, if it was like a TV show, this way I'd be like, commercial break, blah blah blah. So actually, let me just ask you guys really quick, what are some products, real or fake, that you want to give it a commercial for right now? Also, the crowd is welcome to participate.
Do you need like a star light?
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna do a commercial for Divine?
Yep.
Yes.
That makes the most sense.
Brought to you
That makes
by
sense.
Divine by Sylvia Thomas.
Do you want a song as well? You want like
I'm good.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes.
Wow.
That's good.
That was. Yeah. Here we go.
Let's go.
Rose quartz. You like that? You love Divine.
Beautiful.
Her name is Divine. She's a top book of poetry. Hi. Oh, do you want to do it like an old TV?
Whatever you want. Like what do you? Yeah. Get it out there.
It's $10.
Only $10.
Hi. Are you tired at home? Wanting some poetry? Feel free to get your copy of Divine today. It's
Beautiful.
great. Look at that. Let it just hit ya. Bam.
Yes, that's beautiful. Oh man.
Oh my
Do you have a
god.
product
I am
you
not
give
good.
the commercial for?
I
can do one while you think real quick.
Yeah, think real quick.
I'm
I'm just some kind of try to come
So
clean.
let me see if the camera can really get. I don't know if you guys can see well. I'm wearing these beautiful leggings. Can I have some comments about the leggings?
Those leggings are so great. Where did you get them?
Oh my god, I got them from Walmart.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Walmart for like $8.97.
Fashion's fine.
Get out.
That's the way you work.
Get out.
Walmart.
Yeah, we keep eating
Well-
like a bunch of different things.
Those flowers work for you, bro.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, Nazreen, do you want to come back over here? Yes. Yes. Awesome. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with a poem because, as you know, this is a sensual topic, sensual conversation, sensual poetry night. I'm gonna do my. Is it famous? Can I say my famous?
Yes. I'll do a sensual
Manifest
poem
that.
tonight too.
Yes, thank you. Famous also because like in the open mic circuit, everybody's like, do the mango.
Yeah.
Do mango. Yes. So anyways, fun fact, I got to win a slam with this poem, which is amazing.
Hey.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was great. But what was even better, to be really honest, is that a complete stranger came up to me, didn't say anything to me, just gave me a mango. And then left. So that I was offered a gift.
They felt that. They were like, you know what? I'm gonna give her a damn nigga.
They gave me an offering, and that's like,
That's so lit.
that is all I needed.
Yeah.
So,
This level.
thank you. Is there anything more erotic than eating a mango by candlelight? I don't just mean consuming a delicious fruit in a relaxing environment. I mean eating a mango. By the light of a single scented candle, shadows of fire thrown up on the wall, the rain overhead, far, gentle, echoing. Birds and drums, thunder and wings, flesh so succulent you can almost taste it. Just your fingertips, tantalizing. The flirt of your tongue and that slippery sweetness, the citrus scent invading you. The first bite is a rush. Sweet chunks and thick juices flowing past your lips, down your throat, racing to meet moans rising, to be known. The candlelight flickers. Fire dancing merrily from behind your closed eyelids as you move, not letting a single free space not meet your teeth. your tongue. You slurp it all up and the skin falls back on the plate. Spent. And on it goes, discovering every facet, ingesting. Last, but certainly not least, you pick up the seed, the core, the nut. Hard inside shell covered in dripping softness. It barely fits in your mouth, but you don't want to bite it down just yet. You allow it to push itself in as far as it can go, stretching your cheeks and straightening your breath. Relax, you tell yourself. You have all the time you need. It is sweeter and wetter on its way out, back in, a blur of flesh, back out, hot air filling in its space. You bite in, getting all the meat, the sweet, leaving wet streams behind. Sitting back, hands sticking to your naked thighs, mouth slick with fruit that you slowly lick off. You think to yourself, damn, that was a good mango.
Yeah!
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I've never heard mango. That was lit.
Yeah, thank you so
I've
much.
heard that before, but it's so good every time.
That was so good.
Thank you so much.
That was so good because eating a mango is like that.
Yeah, I was
She's feeling it.
I was feeling a lot of things.
No, like I have to. Listen. I've told people before. Eating a mango reminds me of you. It's pretty lit.
Well, I just want to say so now. Grapefruit does that for you?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Okay.
So,
It's got a citrus flavor. You got that.
sleep with very angry women, apparently.
That is a poem. I'm seeing it right now. You remind me of a grapefruit. Something about my tongue hurts after I. No. Okay. That's where I'm going with it. I don't know where.
Tart, bold, things of that nature could be used.
Juice bubbling up underneath your soft skin.
Overpriced.
Oh.
That was beautiful.
We have to stop the show. That's it. I don't need anything else to cut the show. Overpriced.
That's true though. Dating women's expensive.
Damn. I like that.
Misleading colors.
That's true. What's up with the blood orange one? That's like, I feel like it's like matte.
It's like super pink, but then it's like really sour. It just doesn't match.
Man. Okay, so now I'm going to open up the floor to either Nazreen or Damien to just read your stuff, tell us about what you're doing, what you'd like anybody out there to know about you, and whatever. So it's up to you guys, whoever goes.
Go ahead.
I can go first. Okay. Hi, I'm Damon. Things about me. I'm trans. That's important because I wrote this short story in this book called Nerve Endings, the new trans erotic. You can find it on instarbooks.com. Support the publishers. They're very small. They're like 2 people in their basement out of New York.
Okay.
Although the website is kind of garish to look at, but I love it. It's like a shit post as a website. It's an experience.
It's not an exclusive niche, is what I mean.
You can also get it on Amazon, but please just go on Starbucks and buy it because Amazon's trash.
Amazon is trash.
Anyway, so I am going to be reading an excerpt from my short story, Things That You Should Know Before We Start this really quick. We've got 2 characters. One is an incubus and has just been summoned by a summoner, and the summoner is a gender and deaf, but in this fantasy world, and they have they basically have learned to hone deep demonic magic. So they have this piece of paper that they have hooked up to their thoughts, so the paper will bring their thoughts into words, and so then the demon has to write on the piece of paper. So this is not actually spoken out loud. This is all written down on a piece of paper, but they are in the same physical space. Thought. It's thought put onto words on paper, and that's kind of complicated. But just so we're aware and we're picturing this right. So
sorry, before you read.
Yes.
How do you feel about if I'm oh my god, or ooh,
that
stop you,
react. That's totally great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay.
And I'm gonna probably change a little bit of the wording just to make things a little bit more clear, because when you look at this and you visually read it, it's oh, that's dialogue, but when you hear it,
Gotcha.
you're that's not, I don't know what's going on. Okay, so Ezra wrote, "Why have you summoned me?" Words were produced before his eyes, right under the line he had written. "I suppose I should have known you'd make me say it. Why does anyone summon an incubus? I am lonely. The air in the room was electrified, charged by the summoning circle still in effect, still holding Ezra there. Even if he tried to leave, it was likely the circle would halt his passage. He wrote, I apologize, I shouldn't have asked such an obvious, it's fine. It's written back. It wasn't what he wanted to know anyway. How did he phrase this? As he considered what to write, his eyes caught a glyph in the summoning circle. It was the demonic lettering for stability, and it was embedded on the outer border beyond Omid, who is the summoner. It would be what the summoner intended for their future from this interaction. Ezra was floating above the word representing his own current status, weak. To the left was the symbol showing what he would get from the contract, power. On the right, understanding was what he would give. Before he could glance behind him, Omid began to explain. There were no records of the summoning sequence working before, but the scrolls I pilfered said it was important for me to be clear in what I wanted to summon, because no two summoning circles are meant to be exactly alike. Demons change from moment to moment, shifting, growing, decaying, constant change. Truly an organic experience that means that the same summoning circle could be used for a different demon each time. Ezra wrote, I am aware of how summoning works. He registered how those words might come across, and continued, thank you for explaining anyway. It is helpful to know your understanding and intentions. Omid nodded twice, and the curls of their bangs bounced as they did. After that, they stared right at him. Do you accept this contract? A soft breeze moved through the shack between the split and ruined walls. A moon, pale and thin, shed light down upon the two figures through the opening in the shack. Against the circle's crimson luminescence, the moon's reflection was soft and dull. When he gathered a moment to glance behind him, he saw the symbol for estranged on the circle's edge. He recalled his mother, how she'd refused to understand his plight. He stared back to Omid. He needed to be sure. You know how active contracts work, yes? Yes, Omid seemed comfortable in the breeze, even without the poncho. Still, Ezra hesitated until the trees outside stopped their scratching against the dead wood. He wrote, I'll be yours to command. The strokes of Omid's magical writing grew darker, more deliberate. I wouldn't ask you to do anything you wouldn't want to. That is kind of you, but the price you give is greater than me granting you my obedience. Ezra took a moment to gaze upon his summoner. They were not a child, and yet without the protective outer layer on their shoulders, he was easily able to see the hunger evident in their frame under their thin shirt, the weakness in their muscles, the desperation in their eyes. What they said next was something Ezra already understood. I have nowhere else to turn. Omid was aware of what they were asking from Ezra. This was what summons were, desperate people willing to give too much in order to gain what they thought they lacked. Omid was offering power. This was how demons gained prestige. This was how Ezra would get ahead in the underworld. What Omid was offering might even be enough so that when Ezra returned, Amina would finally have to listen to him. Ezra stood, lowering his feet onto the ground, red glow at his heels as he bridged the small distance left between himself and Omid. Lifting the paper to Omid's chest, he wrote over their heartbeat. How long? After he wrote it, he took a moment to look at the uncertainty in their eyes. Omid's response came slowly. A year? 2? Seeing the summoner's hesitation, he used it. You're unsure, I can't accept. 2 years. Firm lettering, decisive pace. Omid was staring at Ezra, a dangerous daring in their eyes. I want 2 years of your life, sweet demon. What do I give you to get it? Ezra's strokes were slow, gentle on Omid's bony frame. 6 of yours. And as you are dealing with an incubus, the contract between us requires consummation. The words felt heavy in his hand. Red illuminated Omid's face from beneath their eyes black in the shadows. They wrote, such consummation with someone as kind and beautiful as you seems an added treat. 6 years of this waste to gain a better quality for the rest of my life is an investment, not a sacrifice. Against his self-serving motives, Ezra wrote, the investment need not be so great. Omid responded, it's nice of you to care about me. I suppose that's why I want more of you. I want to be selfish. The distance between them was so short that Omid barely had to lean forward as they pressed their lips to Ezra's. He wrote without looking at their lips together, yet when he began to write, Omid let the kiss end and pulled back just enough. Yes, they asked. I need to tell you something, Ezra hesitated, and shadows loomed around them. Before you get over-invested in me, before you think my agreement to this is absolute. What is it? Their concern was genuine. I was once human, he began. His hand shook as he wrote. A female human. Retroactively, he added an arrow between A and female to add supposedly right above it. Becoming an incubus, using my newfound pith to alter my form, it's done a lot to transform my body into a reflection of who I really am. But there are certain intricate transmutations that take more power than others, take more precision, and take more stamina. Unlike yourself, a sorcerer who can channel power from multiple demons, demons only have their own limited amount of it. You will be, undeniably, granting me more power than I've ever had before. But as of right now, I haven't been able to. The circle beneath them sparked and crackled to finish my transformation. And that's what I have for you.
That was like so like world building. Like I was
Yeah.
there. I could like see it. I'm like,
That was good.
I love that.
Thank you for sharing
course.
yourselves with us.
Yeah.
Do you-
We could do questions if
Yeah,
anyone wants to
yeah,
ask questions.
Do you want to talk about what was your state of mind or what led you to write that specifically?
Yeah, so for a long time, I guess, I have always kind of associated with demons with like my masculine self, particularly in reference to my sexuality. So Ezra as a character is particularly like, when I started testosterone, I was like, oh, I'm getting really into this character who's an incubus, and a trans man incubus, and that was kind of my way of like being like, wow, I suddenly am a lot more comfortable being sexual, and I want to engage with that. So Ezra was kind of this creation I had where I was like, yeah, he was like, fuck the human world, there's no one understands me, I'm gonna be a demon. And
As you do.
yeah, I did that. No, I was, so that's that, and then I don't remember exactly what led me to conceptualize Omid. They're like from like this really unusual country that has a very like specific sort of culture where like they're like walled off from the rest of the world, and there's hive minds, and like it's like really like high fantasy in there, but Omid couldn't access that because they're deaf, and it's really sad. So they like basically escaped to find a better way to live, because they and it kept those those are single-minded and not part of a hive mind are looked down upon and seen as lesser and seen as like oh, you're just one person, like you're not like a collection, you don't belong anywhere. So that was what led Omid to escape. And in this story, I don't think I ever actually said it, but it takes place in a country called Zengith, which is it's just like across like an ocean north of Uncut. So there's a lot into this. I've done a lot of thinking.
There's more than what you just read?
There's not more that I have written, but I have. So this world that this short story is set in is a world that I put a lot of work into because I run Dungeons and Dragons games in it. It's my campaign setting in Illyria. In this story, it's separated from D&D in that there's its own magic system. But when I play D&D, I'm like, yeah, Kept is real, Zengith is real, like this.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's like two versions of it.
So
That's
before
pretty good. No, you're good.
I'll ask one more question before I open up to everybody
Yeah.
else. Can you talk about the other stories that are in that book, and again,
Yes.
where people can get it?
All right, Nerve Endings, the new trans erotic. Go to instarBooks.com and buy it. It's great. So there are like 30 stories in this book, and there is a big range. All of them are written by people who identify with transness or trans experience. So it's essentially all by trans folks. And there's
Anybody else from Indianapolis?
no, I don't think that there is anyone else from Indianapolis
Awesome.
in in this book that I am aware of. That because I think I've read everyone's bios. I'm trying to remember. This book came out a couple of years ago, and I'm really proud of it. I really love a lot of the people who wrote a lot of this stuff. And I guess what I want to say is that it's definitely like a mixture. There are some stories that you're just like, oh, this is really happy, this is wish fulfillment. There are some stories like, wow, I did not need to be reminded of this part of our culture and of our community. There are some that are like, they all have to do with sex, but some don't necessarily have to do with sex. Because there's one called 9 Months into Life that is actually about a trans man who's pregnant, and basically that's like the story. He's having a baby, which isn't necessarily like super sexy, but I guess it could be. Right, but it's also like, hey, dysphoria, like all this stuff. But this is a really wonderful book. I definitely recommend getting it. I think it's the only thing like it, but there's plenty of erotica in here as well. So Nerve Endings, New Trends Erotic.
Yes.
Check it out. It's edited by Toby Hilmeyer. I feel like I need to shout her out because she did really wonderful work. Putting this together, there was a Kickstarter, and the contributors all got paid pretty well. So thanks to everyone who supported the Kickstarter.
Yes. So, how much does it cost? And when someone's buying it, does that support you? Or what are ways that people can support you?
So this book, I believe, is $25. It might be only $25. And for 30 short stories, for this book is like really packed. Let me see. It's like got like 300 pages of trans erotica. So when you buy this book, you do support the publishers who I have met, and they're lovely, and I believe Toby probably gets some of the money as well. At least I hope she does. I actually don't know. She does, because the contributors, we all got money from the Kickstarter, which was very successful. So I don't actually get anything from here, but if you would like to support me, I have PayPal and Venmo. If you would like to just donate to me, that would be awesome, and then I'll send you a copy of the short story.
What's your social media?
You can find me on Facebook under my name, DAEMYN, Edward Hamilton.
I will tag everyone in the comments later.
Yes, or you can follow me on Twitter, Damon Hamilton, with my name spelled like I said, and my Instagram is Ebolius, IBOLLIAS.
Yes. Anybody else want to talk and have any questions about the book? Anyone want to give a comment or anything like that?
I want to give a comment. I think something that you've, when we first hung out, I can just do this.
Yeah.
There we go. So something I've thought about since we've become friends and I hung out with you was like how amazing, like, when someone would ask me to write about love, I would like not think first to do like an imaginative sci-fi or fantasy type of thing, just because it's not where my mind goes. And I think that like the imagination is something I'm really obsessed with, in the sense of like how revolutionary it can be, and how the imagination can make you think more in depth about the real world than real world stories and concepts. So like I'm just very grateful for that, and like thanks for sharing that.
Aw, thanks.
Yeah.
You're like a real life version of Tina from No, because her stories, if they really developed her stories, they seem like they'd be really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And like, I get that. The whole how outside worldview makes you look at real world. I guess that would be like. You don't think about it until you look at it differently. You're like, damn.
It helps erase things like xenophobia.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't think about like so many people that we talk about as like thinking of like their perspective. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
When you are doing like, because in fiction and especially in like sci-fi and fantasy, how you can literally do whatever you want. So you can make it so like none of these issues that we deal with in this world exist. And you can only deal with issues that are in another world. But for me, I particularly chose to keep how it feels to struggle to work like hard for a transition, and also to be really frustrated that you're not getting there, or you're not getting to all the places you want to be, which is why I recreated the demonic magic the way I did. So it would feel authentic and it would feel real for Ezra to be like, I haven't had top surgery yet in demon terms, like basically what he's saying. And I'm just, because I feel like that's like, if we could all, if trans people in particular could just like, you know, like take a potion, flip a switch, right, magically, all of a sudden we look the way that we've wanted to all our lives, right? That would be great, but it's not reality.
Oh, we are?
It said something about.
Are we online?
Melodie, technical difficulties. Do you want?
Oh, it just said low connection.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
back.
still going, yeah.
So it was still going that whole
Hi.
time?
If
Great.
there was an interruption, sorry, and
It's okay.
we're back.
We're doing amazing. So
Everything's
it's all
great.
good. Yes.
It's great.
Mariah will be back.
I think I moved it. Did I move it? Is it fine?
Maybe.
Maybe I just want to be in front of the camera.
Maybe
I just want to. Hi.
Okay.
Or stand
Hi. Why are you upset, Bet? Don't be
Why?
upset. We love you.
Why are you upset?
Aw.
Come tell us here.
Yeah.
Come here. Come tell us.
Don't tell us why you're upset.
And then like get on live and also maybe play a song.
camera.
Something. Okay, but yes, so I'm gonna go ahead and have Nazri come up and share some amazing poetry.
Oh, Bet said was upset about the connection.
Oh, okay, we're back.
Yeah, there we go.
We're back.
Yay! Okay. I love the dress so much. Do you maybe have a story about it? Before you have a story.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
What do you have? Those look like.
Should we move it?
They're
Yeah.
that herb, but they're
Oh,
herbs.
you know what? I can move.
That's awesome.
Can you actually stand where I? Yeah, because
Do you want me to move as well? Where do you want? Position us.
If you want to stand.
no.
Wait.
Can you stand where?
Yeah.
Oh, just because now.
Yeah, now it's pointing at the
Okay.
Yeah.
It's at the
Okay.
ceiling. Oh.
What's up, friend?
Hey, Brett.
My friend. How you guys feeling?
Yes, Bet, you could make it. We'll still be here in 30 minutes, right?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yes. Everybody that's wondering if you can make it.
But wait till after my set to leave the house.
Oh.
No, don't do that. No, if you're sitting there wondering if you have time to make it, Bet and everybody else, you definitely have time. Come on over.
Can I have a couple?
Sorry, I don't need to.
It's lavender.
Lavender, spearmint,
How's that?
I
think
think
Do you sell?
You can double check.
Wait, what is that?
They're herbal cigarettes.
Are you ready?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
This is a,
Is that waiting for something else I'm gonna wait for? No, there isn't. Go ahead. Nazri's gonna do some poetry, and I'm gonna find the seat. Okay.
Oh, you can sit here.
No, go ahead. Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
The dress. My mom's Chinese, and she always wanted like a very thin, light-skinned Chinese daughter, and she got me. So she likes to send me XXX.
We're at 3X in America.
Tell your mama we have to wish.
Have you ever tried to tell a middle-aged Chinese woman to be happy for what she?
Child, listen, I already
You
know.
just made it a face.
Try that.
Yeah, you hear that, Mom?
Listen, any middle-aged woman of ethnic color of some sort is going to be hard. I already know.
Yeah, and yeah.
They all have the same.
There it is. That.
There we go. We're back.
This time.
Okay.
Hey. Where was that at your theme song? What? I needed a beat. I'm mad.
Anyway.
So I just recently bought a house.
Yes.
Thank you. I had no credit score.
That's
Oh my gosh, are you okay? Did they like completely fuck you over?
No, actually,
Good.
the house will be paid off in 2 years, which is great.
Wow.
Now?
That's awesome.
Lucky you, miracle worker. What? That's so cool.
So, along with the house, I like moved in by myself, 6 blocks away from my husband and son. So, I've been thinking about sensuality a lot because my husband understands that I want space to be alone, to create, to write poetry. He even understands I want space to masturbate. What he doesn't understand is that he says, I understand you want to be alone, but can you just not fuck other people? And I said, no. Which, he said, well, why does your healing have to include fucking other people? And I said, it doesn't have to include fucking other people. Maybe I'll fuck 0 people, and maybe I'll fuck 300 people. The point is that I just don't want anybody to tell me to agree to anything about my body ever again. So a lot of the poetry lately has been out of the norm, less lush than I usually write, and a lot of it has centered on sort of our progression as a couple. He's 38 years older than me, so he's gonna be 65, and the other day I said, well, we never really got along, but the sex was always good. And he said, well, we always got along, the sex was never good. And I said, well, that's something.
Oh, shit.
So this is called I'll Say That. I'll say that when I met you, the sun was coming in through the window of an old convent, and you had a great heavy wooden desk in front of you, and you smelled like salt and limes, or maybe you tasted like salt and limes from across the room when I licked my lips, standing in the doorway. And that I was sweating from the ride and the heat, and that I was wearing a man's undershirt, and I had hairy armpits, and your nostrils widened and closed a little like wings opening and closing, or the movement of our son's lips made against my nipples when he first nursed. And my ribs felt like 2 sides of boot lacing pulled tight together over the tongue of the shoe, holding the ankle firm. I made conversation and pulled your hand to my mouth, let you ease 2 fingers down my throat, let you choke out my words, and let the saliva pool around the joint between your thumb and first finger.
Damn.
And I looked you in your eyes.
Oh, that's the piece?
Yeah!
I was like, hey, what else?
I mean, we got punched in the throat for like 40 seconds.
Like,
Bow! And then the throat. I like it.
you were at the thumb and stopped at the thumb. That's crazy. Okay.
Ariane's gonna be live streaming at my bedroom window.
Alright.
What's next?
What's next? What you doing today?
What did you write about? Okay. I'm ready for the next one.
So this is, I don't like to read out my phone, but beautiful people, yes. Come in. Hi. Ariane.
Hello, beautiful
Oh
people.
my god, welcome.
No, you're fine. You're fine. This is a super relaxed. It's on live, but we've been acting like we're just
hanging out.
We're just hanging out.
We're just hanging out.
There's, please take seats.
Having a
chair right there as
conversation.
well. There's coffee in the kitchen. Yep. Cool. Coffee. Okay, no problem. Okay.
So the hardest thing about moving out is the idea that I want more kids, but the idea of having more kids with other people doesn't sound very appealing. And I sort of
That's fair.
just want a child with myself. Like I want protogenesis to occur.
If you could do that,
Listen, if we could still do that shit, I'd be all fucking
I just gotta
over it.
think like I just gotta make like a milkshake for like 8 days and then
Hot.
Think about it real hard. Manifest baby. Pow.
Manifest baby. Oh my god.
I'm with you.
I really support that. I feel like the world would be better if that was how we portrayed it.
I like this energy, so I'm just gonna depress you a little.
Fine. We're also
Let's go. I'm already crying. Let's go.
This is called Thunder Baby.
Oh shit.
My friend Rachel and I joke that if you take an eye and turn it on its side, it's a pictogram of a pussy. She says it's our third eye, and I say what we've always known. Whores be the most woke of us all.
Whoa.
My baby's father insisted I take the baby, who isn't really a baby, with me to the store for dog food, even though it was nap time, and the contractions really got going in front of the PetSmart, and I counted them out like when I was a little girl, timing out the seconds between thunder and lightning. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. 4 times this happened, trying to have the son I have, and that night I feel my cervix open up like my son's wide eyes watching his birthday candles. 1 Mississippi, 2 hands between my legs to catch the bloody clumps that slide into the world, and my black dog Ahab snarls in fear because he smells death. And I push him out of the bathroom because I can't bear anything, not woman, near me right now.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy.
This is a bit of energy for me. I can't take too happy.
That's some real. So it's very much like conversation. So anytime you have a comment or you have a question or you want to like be loud about it, just sure.
So the other thing that I have learned recently is I left teaching college English, which I loved doing, and decided to not be poor, which I didn't love doing.
Yep.
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 And took a job as an accountant. I have no financial background, and I really hate math.
Okay. Good. All right.
Get that job.
Interesting choice.
It pays 3 times more than teaching.
Yep.
But I now work on Mass Ave, above Hedgerow, at this very fancy co-working space that has a coffee table on Eames armchairs next to the Eames armchairs. So it's that sort of place.
Yes.
And the other night, or the other day at lunch, I was walking down the street with a falafel, and a man said, and I was on the phone with my friend Rachel from the poem before, and a man said, "Yes, I want a bite of that. I'm not talking about that sandwich. That's a fat ass." And my friend Rachel on the phone, she's in New Jersey, just bursts out laughing and says, "Only in white ass Indianapolis is your ass fat."
I like that.
And she's right. So I've been thinking a lot about public sexuality and what that means. So this is called Looking for a Decent Taco.
Oh my God.
Looking for a decent taco, I wander into Guanajuato, tripe maybe, or chicharron stewed in green sauce. Is that called guisado? I don't know, I don't speak Spanish. I just live in a Spanish ghetto, black ghetto, white ghetto, not really a ghetto at all, just a group of houses with poor people living inside. I'm maybe the poorest, except Naisha next door, good hair, 19, with a 4-year-old and a Dominican boyfriend who blocks her car in so she can't go out. But I know people think I'm stuck up. Look at that morena with the old white husband. When I push the stroller to the park, I hear them call me, "Come here, chica." Oh, what's the matter? What is it they think when they offer to occupy my womb, the space between my thighs for an afternoon? You only like white dick? Damn, girl, I'll put a black baby in your belly to go with that white one. Do they think that if they put flesh inside me to stay for 9 months that they own a part of my belly or my soul? Like a timeshare condo or like the houses here with rent-to-own signs in the yards? And maybe all that is on my mind when I walk past the white junkies by the shopping carts, dope sick, all of them, and I almost give them my $2 because I can't stand to see anyone dope sick, never have. There's something like clotted evil about walking away like sunflower seeds at a slave auction. And maybe I do walk away. It puts me in the mood for tripe and skin. Even lengua is too clean for what I'm feeling. I need to eat guts and think about the pig they came from. Did it still struggle on the hook when they pulled its innards out into a steaming bucket of offal and shit? The man ahead of me in line kisses his lips at me and buys my tripe. When I sit down with it, he frowns and cocks his head like I'm supposed to be so grateful I'll suck his dick right there between the stacks of yerba buena tea and votive candles. So I take my paper plate and wander down the aisle looking for a better version. I bought one when I was trying to have a baby. I kept it lit while we fucked endless baby-making rounds, but the paper cover is getting faded, and I left the window open when it rained, and so Guadalupe's robes are wrinkled now, the color of a ball sack pulled up tight right before orgasm. And if the Virgin Mary lived in Hawville, would those men outside the Dollar General offer to put a baby in her? Would they mind getting God's sloppy seconds? But all that's useless here. There are no blue candles to the Virgin, only black ones for Santa Muerte, La Niña Blanca, skeleton patron saint of drug dealers and whores. I eat my guts and stare her down, a wall of black stretching down the store, and she grins at me from under her hood. Sexy girl. Her long black tongue licks the lips where her lips should be.
Shit.
Points to the taco. Can I have a bite? She asks.
Wow!
Yeah.
That took me on a journey. First of all, I was, what? Can people can y'all let her know? Yes.
Damn.
So in the vein of public sexuality, I have a dog, and in the last couple months, he's been very against sex. Like when I have sex, he gets very upset. He has never done that before, but it brought up this poem that I wrote a while ago about growing up on a farm. It's called
cock blockers.
What's that?
They can be cock blockers. Dogs.
Dogs.
My dog is.
I encourage cock blocking at all.
So actually, it works.
This is called Brown Bitch. The small brown bitch had whelped her puppies, but at 7 I didn't know what whelped meant or how to pronounce bitch. She had chosen a sand hollow in the overbite of the dune. I knew that hollow and every hollow of this acre of land. I smelled her before I saw her. I squirmed, uncomfortable with the shadow scent that would become the occasional scent of my own body in the still distant days of womanhood. Hot, thick, bitter smell with a sweet jammy undertone, like berries swelling in the sun. Smell of sex, smell of violence, smell of animal and mineral, smell of the savage mating I'd seen in the yard, and the nestling warmth of the little pudding-colored puppy I was allowed to keep. 21 puppies and 18 survived. She ate one, I think, the runt. And who could blame her? The salty blood must have tasted sweet after that.
What? Listen. Did I think this morning I was going to hear a poem about a dog giving birth and be there with the poem? No, I didn't. And I used that experience.
You paint pictures
Thank you.
very well when you
Yes.
write.
Thank you. This is called Lavish. I come from a landscape of one-eyed whores offering paradise, where scratch-off tickets blow like tumbleweed, and crickets in tight white jeans stand at street corners and chirp their sadness into the night air. I walk garden pathways of highways that play handkerchief to the weeping tears of gas tanks and the clotted mucus of rough-tongued cats who retch at the edge of sidewalks leaning into the abyss. I learned to read from the deformed reflections of poets who leer from broken windows with empty eyes, and ate my first meal of yellow yolk that quivered on the taut expanse of my mother's stomach between protruding hip bones. I awake in the smoggy dawn to inhale all the lies that I will be told.
Wow.
And I perfume my body with the citrus spice of artificial flowers.
Wow.
I don't know how much time I have left.
You can do that.
One more?
Yeah.
2 more? What do you want?
Let's go for one more so we can have time to
Okay.
people have questions for you, comments and stuff.
This is slightly different than my usual in-your-face stuff. I love to garden. I know this is Hot Slam, and I'm usually like the hot mess at things. All the time. The first time you met me as a professor at your university and was lost as fuck. Don't you remember?
I know, yes, I do.
That's awesome.
I support you.
Thank you. It's helpful 3 years later.
Yeah, where were you at?
So I moved to Indianapolis 2 years ago. I guess 2 years ago. It's too sunny in this front yard for hyacinth bushes. Whether wax leaf or sapphire, blue spike or albium. In the winter, the cold drives down parallel to the watery sunlight and fills the nooks of the porous rock wall. In the heat, anything green turns to ash under the bubbling, clinging, snatching, grasping, grabbing fingers of an Indiana summer. And the young wife who longs for bunches of cool, blue flowers and the painted trillium of New York State coaxes hardy lavender and stringy butterfly weed from between the stones of her marriage and waters the Midwestern river rocks to bring forth moss for the baby's chubby fingers to touch. The moss, most of all the moss is what she misses. The peculiar gray city moss of Park Avenue and lush sage-colored moss of Tarrytown and Yonkers clinging to orange brick and Montclair cobblestones, little lichen saints. This middle state city is too young for that kind of moss. This is a raw, young country.
Wow. That's amazing. You can probably just keep sitting there while we ask you questions and everything. So my question is, have you compiled any of like all your poems into anything like online or anything that people can find if they look you up?
Melly carries some around in her purse.
Okay.
That's about as much compiling as happens.
You 100%. Like you got your first, like you got your one customer and they love it. So keep going. That's only up from there. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Do you guys have any questions?
Can I just say my favorite
Yes.
was the one, I don't remember the title, but you said, you first introduced it about public sexuality, and you were talking about where you lived and the men in your area and seeing what you saw. A lot of that is my life, so I dig it. And I dig your poetry, period. Like, that's just dope.
Thank you.
That poem, especially the lines about the pig, like that was just
Yeah,
that really,
like,
got
I was,
to me.
feeling grossness and wanting to relate yourself to it through your action and your food, that was type shit.
Yeah.
That was
I'm sorry. You can go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah.
My name's Victoria.
Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
Nasreen.
Nasri. Nice to meet you, Nasri. I'm curious what your background is, Nasri, because I see like you're wearing a chanson, and I hear you're taking a lot of influences from lots of other cultures in your poetry. I hear a lot of AAVE in there. I hear you leading heavily into Latino cultures. I hear you talking about spirituality that's really, really sacred to those cultures. So I'm just curious what your background is personally and how you've integrated.
Sure. So my mom's dad is Spanish and Chinese. My mom's mom is Black Filipino. My dad's dad is from Afghanistan, but I grew up in West Africa in Indonesia.
so you just,
So get out of that!
Basically, all that's my shit. So she's saying all this is my shit.
I speak French, Indonesian. I can get by in Spanish, but can't like speak it. And then I read and write ancient Hebrew.
ancient Hebrew, what? Can I ask about that real quick?
Sure.
Ancient Hebrew, what's up? What is that? How did
Like, why and how? Did you learn that?
I grew up really religious. So like I was living in a convent when I met my husband. He's a theology professor. So yeah, I grew up in a missionary boarding school, and for our senior project, we translated Genesis.
Wow. That's amazing.
Wow.
let everyone know where to find you online and how to support you in your work?
I mean, if you're ever around Hawville, just like wander around. Probably around. I just bought a house, so if anyone wants to come help me fence in my backyard, that would really support
You're
a
looking
starving
for, like-
furnace.
Yep. Okay. Good.
Or like if you want to hang out with my kid, ever.
Aw.
Maybe not like the internet, but like you people.
Yeah. Oh,
I know
you're
Listen,
here.
internet, that was not for you.
Yeah, you cannot hang out with your
No kids!
No shit for you, internet. Taking them away.
That's awesome. You just give her one last. That's amazing.
I do just want to like plug Hawville one last time because like I just really love. Like now I'm in Hawville proper, not even Hawthorne, so like I can keep using the label. I know that before I used to live in Hawville.
You love my.
Ooh, I live there, I love it, and I write about it a lot. And I joke all the time that like other writers had like Taos, New Mexico, or like, you know, Paris, and I have Hawville. Inspiring than those places.
Yeah. That's
Lives on the west side.
oh. Okay.
Because Jesus lives on the west side, I no longer pray to saints in the canon, and now I pray to the tall man who is a very tall man who rides his bicycle on the street outside my window every day at noon when it's too hot for even the bottleflies to lift off the possum carcass in the alley, and so he pedals right over them, and they smash down into a greeny blue track that buzzes softly as he rides away. The tall man has a death mask rubber banded to his handlebars. Becky, who owns the bar behind us, tells me to watch out for all these guys on bikes because they are the biggest thieves of all. She says they'll steal anything not tied down. I bought a mask just like the tall man's for my altar last Halloween at the Family Dollar when they were on sale, but I threw it out because it was scaring the baby. And now I pray to my friend Albert's high school girlfriend. She just lay down in the desert and became a lizard under a rock. Albert sends her flowers. He sent me a postcard she'd sent him years ago before Texas. I keep it for my altar, St. Laura's icon. Laura, Laura, help me. This heat is killing me. She mutters something back as she shuffles coupons in her purse. Last Saturday, coming home from the Mexican bakery, I said a novena to the prostitute who douches with Coca-Cola in the empty lot behind my house. She was
Okay.
Yes. Can you give me that coat right there?
Can I go upstairs to
Ooh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
I'm glad you took authority.
There's a question.
You now own Melodie's house. That's legal.
I'm
I'm
just checking because it was low connection, and if I go near it, it stops doing that.
I was gonna say
Still processing.
water and coffee in the kitchen and one bowl of chips. And
Don't make fun of my chips, man. Those would be great chips. They are chili garlic chips.
Those
They're
are
great
dope.
value, but they're really good. And that's what they're.
Yeah, me
Are
too.
people making fun of your chips?
Well,
Yes, it
see,
is.
Yeah.
last
Versus
time I
all
did
the
an event, I
country
kind of like made
cheese.
fudge and had like crackers and
American
cheese and
food.
stuff. And then
It's
this
so
time I
raw
got
and
busy
so
and I broke stuff.
I'm so fucked.
Broken, so fucked.
Fucked.
Yeah, we are definitely fucked.
Sylvia, I've heard your poetry.
My
twice
musician was
before.
married.
The
What?
musician was
Yes,
married.
somewhere. Like I feel like I saw you at that piece once.
Oh,
And shit, where was the other one?
that piece is well
Touchy.
I can't remember the other one, but I've seen you twice, and I was like, I like.
She's lovely.
I was like, so I'm glad that you are
Yeah,
here.
there's more water in the house, so.
Okay.
I'm excited to do some stuff.
Melody hid them around.
I wasn't
Fun.
glad you were
Oh, I didn't tell you yet. It says bottle bar is
I'm just moving in. Honestly.
Oh, yeah.
What I was thinking.
Yeah, no, I'll go get a few out of the other room.
I'm so sketchy.
Personal checkbook of yours.
I know. You're the only one. You're my publisher.
With a beat.
My publisher.
With a beat for Victor.
She literally just carries around a sheet. It's true.
They're in my car right now. She'll read poetry and I'll like often ask for the copies. Like, oh, you gotta
No,
get
I'm
so I
proud
have
of
like a
you.
plastic sheet protector and like a gear bag with all of her poems.
Yeah.
Like a Ritz.
Because I remember we talked about it.
Yeah, I like it. I stole it too.
Yeah. That's what sparked it. I was like, Spocab was the first time. Yep.
I think the best things are stolen, honestly. Stealing things is fun.
I was there just last week.
Why?
As a part of our
I-
competition.
Walmart steals from us every day. They destroy our communities
I
and South Park.
am
Like,
going to see the final round. So like,
I don't see like peanut butter.
yeah.
Is that
Yeah, it's me and Tuesday. Yeah.
Let me know. Let me know. Because I want to
Yeah,
try
so
to
like,
remember.
I think French roast this Wednesday. It's actually in Drake.
Convictions always carry consequences.
Yeah,
Do you have a business card?
You want to do anything with the world, there's going to be consequences. Otherwise, you're just going to be complacent and broken. It's like, yeah, you don't need to open your
But you don't need to go. Come on, Mark Chart. Okay, so I'm gonna give and I'm gonna bring your card.
And let me know, and also, just in general, like, that's all life is. It's just just give me feedback.
I'm gonna tag you in all that shit.
I don't want to. I don't want to go skits to perform on higher.
If you were prepared for Finding Nemo, I have to read that.
I wasn't, and then now this happened.
Sea turtle? That dude's stoned as fuck. Are you stoned as fuck? Right now? Like, you do sometimes? Okay, I believe you. I think his name's Crash. I don't care. I think his name's Crash or Eddie. I don't know. I remember the only. I like that.
We should do yoga. I have to do that shit like at least 3 times a week. My digestion will slow down. My body will be like this.
And he's like a
Legs hurt. Yeah, I'm super active, so if I don't, my
He
body's
also
like,
sets up
damn.
Well, I should do it more because I have a great
So that's an extra
Yeah, Archer and
Oh yes, you're always walking this way. Treat that body right.
Right, I like to joke that I get paid to walk really fast.
Yeah.
I
Basically,
used to work at the restaurant.
It means intolerance.
Yes.
And all of this understand.
Have a high tolerance. It's going down. It's around right here.
It goes through and talks about like it is all and
Trying
it's
to
like
power it
this is what we for the sake of this game you can totally pretend you can totally pass it's super cool and at the end it says it's always that's good this is the kindest and it's totally again second round
But it's like don't do it just for the sake of this game existing.
and I was like that is such a story that is
Yeah,
Very conscientious.
yes.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Who's your favorite Finding Nemo character?
On the charger until
The
it's
third
time for me
jellyfish
to
is
read. And I'm gonna put on the charger over here.
I was like, oh my god, I need
Yeah.
yeah. You're like,
How do you guys feel so far?
Dory's kind of drag.
Fun. I really liked her poetry. I like your excerpt from your book too. I seriously like that book.
I definitely was like, everything, like,
You love
I'm all
That's
like,
good. That's good.
oh, it's not finished. Oh,
Yeah.
like, oh,
She was it.
I
Wait, no,
read
it's
the
more.
whole story and I was like, that's
What's
like
more?
5,000 words.
yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and I was like, that's more than 5 to 10.
But I think it's
Do
so
you know
awesome
any other
because,
children's
like,
movies?
you really got to give an example of
Sure,
everything
like, what
that's
children's
important to you. Like,
movie
you don't
is-
come out in that, you know.
That and I got
Is it
to
Dexter?
I avoided the spots where I'm like, I would have written that differently. Great.
But you wrote it good enough to get
Yeah.
it in a freaking
Yeah,
show.
I did.
There's actually an ashtray, 2 ashtrays.
But I'm still like, you know.
Yeah.
Like you're published.
I know. It's so
No,
That's
exciting.
so tight.
It's very exciting.
Melodie's very excited.
In your 20s, you can say like, yeah, I got published in my 20s.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody just said, hey, is this stump where I should go smoke?
I'm not a doctor.
It worked.
No, I'm not.
I saw that. I was like,
Okay.
the stump, they smoke at the stump. All right.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever cried. I'm just realizing this right now.
Yeah, in a couple.
I just remembered I spent my
You guys are, you guys,
crying.
chapter water.
I should that's a great idea.
I think I gotta go press it. I think I need psychotherapy.
What's right here?
Can you recommend
that's
anyone?
a-
Flowers.
Yeah, like what are we
Someone would be like,
Oh!
we'll be like, welcome back to it, like, the song again.
Go to Fisher.
I don't have health
Comes back
insurance.
to the car.
Yes, anytime. Come
I
back.
don't know.
Do you know anyone that does it for free?
But I like them.
No.
It
Will
could be
do
worse for you than to them.
Yeah, and I'm gonna read poetry too on this part.
Yes.
One segment with some.
I always need.
I feel compelled now. Is shaped.
That's what means to you.
If you want to use it for
Put a
that,
flange on it.
I don't think it'd be a
Put a what
problem.
on
Put
it?
a flange on it.
What is a flange?
A flange, you know, like a base, so it can.
Yeah.
Put a flange on it. Instead of put a bird on it, put a flange on it.
On it.
Turn it into a sex toy. Put a flange on it.
I'm not doing it a good time. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
what's going on here.
He's asking about he's
And made
it's
a
sex
joke
toy.
that the light looks like a dildo. Can
Well,
we talk about the
you
dildo?
know, I got it for a reason. I mean,
Wow.
girl gets lonely.
It's a big house. You know,
Somebody
it's-
have a question.
Yes.
Where did you get your aloe plants and how did you get them so big?
Yes, that's a
Is that really good?
They're taking over. Okay, see, maybe 15 or 20 years ago,
Oh, no.
somebody gave me one almost dead aloe plant.
Wow.
And so you don't really have to do a lot of aloe plants, so I just started taking care of it. The head aloe plant of this monstrosity is the big one in the kitchen. It reproduces itself.
And
And
what?
it reproduces itself. So it just aloe reproduces itself. It's a longer story than this, but that is on a life.
Right.
No, okay, well, I'll tell part of this. So years and years ago, when like I said, I've had this plant 20 years. When I found out it reproduced itself, I had friends that would come here and roll joints, and they were sticking pot seeds in my plant, right? So at first, like, I'd see little plants come up,
Rude.
and I was like, that's not cool, that's not cool. People think they're funny, and I like a hat or whatever, I pluck it out and throw it away. Well, then eventually, I was like, nobody had been at my house. And so, like, the person that had done it hadn't been here, and there was, like, little plants coming up, and I kept plucking them, and then eventually, like, I looked it up, and come to find out aloes reproduce. Sorry, that was a long way to get to the point.
No,
That's
fun.
a dildo.
So years went by, and I was like, it looks like there's more than one plant in that pot in there.
So you just took it out?
So I pulled it up, and I started separating, and there were 12. It had reproduced 12, so I separated them all. Like, they were all across my kitchen. I bought the
People are
pots,
smoking.
and I separated them and gave them all their own little homes, okay? And then I started giving them away, and I got down to 5, and it had another baby. And so the one sitting on the shelf in there, I was like, there's a baby in that again. So I pulled it out, and then a couple of days ago, I went in there, and there is another baby, and it's like hidden underneath the leaves. Like, is it getting mad I'm taking its babies? Now, none of the other ones, like these other bigger ones, I've watched them, and they haven't, like,
They don't do the same thing.
yeah, they haven't reproduced or anything. But like I said, I threw away a bunch because I didn't know that's what was going on. I thought it
So,
was
if
bad
I get an
jokes.
aloe plant and little baby leaves pop up,
If you want to see the baby, I can show
Yes.
you.
Oh, can we maybe do that later?
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
just take
But
it
yeah.
out and then put it in the pot. And it'll
Yeah, I've got one going on, and there's another. But if you want an aloe plant, if anyone wants an aloe plant, If anyone wants an aloe plant,
Is it back on?
I do want.
yeah, it's been on
the whole time. Yeah, it never went off.
Sometimes I go in there on my laptop and I can watch you guys take an intermission and then I can
But
yeah, I mean all of these aloe plants I will, except for the main one in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, take an aloe plant.
I will take one off
So
your
yeah.
hands.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Today.
Have you seen that big one?
You like Oprah but without.
It's
plants.
not.
You get aloe plant. You get an aloe plant.
There's some folks are outside. Some folks are
It's
outside.
actually outside.
Yeah, she's outside.
It's fine.
Do you want me to?
Or do
Yeah,
you need to be here?
Yes, bring
Yeah,
everybody
it's
back.
almost 9 and I want to make sure like we stick it.
Oh, time.
I mean, we can. I mean, I'm cool with
restart.
chill, whatever. But I don't know how people's schedules are, so I'm looking at ending at 9:30.
Okay.
They will be back shortly.
Back shortly. That's fine. We're gonna go ahead and get right back in.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Hot Slam.
Oh.
Slam. Boom. Thank you so much.
Great.
It gets better every time, so good. I have Mariah next to me over here. Remember from earlier? Mariah got inspired and is also going to share a poem, which is really exciting. Can we clap for poetry?
Yeah.
Clap for poetry being amazing. Yes. And then we're going to have a conversation that is going to just be blessing everyone. If you are live, unfortunately, you cannot participate live.
You can like type questions if you want though.
No, because we don't have the time to be
Oh.
doing that. Sorry.
She's
You have to
saying
be here.
You have to be here now.
You have to be here. Actually, can we go ahead and give a hand to Bet, who started watching the show on live and then did come here. So
Yeah.
I'm easily manipulated.
Yeah. we gotta know ourselves. You know what I mean? So yes.
Okay. I've got a couple of sensual poems. I will read them to you.
That is
That's what
all
we're
I've
here
ever
for.
wanted. So yes.
The first one is called Addicted. And it's spelled like thick.
Yeah. Good. I was waiting to ask. Yeah. Good.
I think I'm addicted. I really have a problem. You feel like a whole blunt before I even roll one. So let's smoke one and blow off some steam. I mean, like, get in between them sheets. I mean, unlike anything I've ever seen.
Ooh.
You smell like a dream. I mean, I'm sure I sound like a fiend, but I don't really care. There's something about the way you run your fingers through my hair. My locks even respond to your touch. It makes my scalp tingle. Heart beats to some sort of jingle. Can you just sleep in, stay in, lay in, make new waves in her? I want to give you everything that you don't even deserve because it's just that damn good.
Shit.
And the wood. Protect my emotions, I know I should, because hurt me you could, but in these moments, don't none of that sappy shit matter. I'm like putty now, clay in the hands of its master. In these moments, I would give you the world. Well, shit, I am gifting you mine.
Hey.
Glances through my legs while you're behind make me think, damn, he's fine. And when my ride is over, I never want to be sober. Roll over. It's okay. Whatever you say, whatever you like. And my drink you wouldn't have to spike. You are a trip in human form. Something completely out of my norm. Your smell and touch too. Ooh. I'm not a fool. I'm just strung out on you.
What? Ooh, I like that you put ooh in there. That's,
Yeah, because that's exactly what you were feeling.
Yeah, that's ooh. And when you said him and the wood, I was like, whoo.
Watching Ariane's face was great.
I hope the camera's focused on it because that's what all the audience is doing. It's like projected onto you.
I just, I feel things a lot. Oh, I don't know if I like how that sounded, but you know, we're
I also feel things a lot.
Good, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm glad y'all feel. Okay, this one's really short. So I was married. We are not married anymore. We are still friends. And for like maybe a few months after we divorced, I didn't feel comfortable sleeping with anybody else. So I still slept with him, and this was about that time. I wish you still had your truck so I could fuck you with the sunroof up.
Ooh.
Under the rain of a gorgeous sun, confirmation now, we may be each other's one. Riding you into the sunset, you are my black stallion in the Wild West. Bug me, I'll bridle your tongue with mine. Have you making faces as if this position is absurd? My cat must have your tongue because you barely speaking a word.
Wow.
But you don't have to. Your body told me enough. Your face snitched on you. And I'm the woman in blue coming to arrest whatever emotions you have left.
Oh shit.
That's it? Oh my God, you guys. Sexual poem.
And then I have one last short one that kind of leads into the conversation.
Oh, good. Perfect. That's my only requirement for everyone. Make your sexual poems longer, please. That's it. Like, I don't like when they stop.
I was gonna. I feel like that's what they all say.
Who else?
Actually, no, this one isn't short, but it's not gonna take me long. There's a guy that I was talking to. We are still friends, but he doesn't know what the fuck he wants. And the reason why this leads into the conversation about consent is because as much as our connection is very strong, you can see it when we're in the room together. I told him, I'm not going to keep sharing myself with you until you decide what you want to do. So please quit projecting what you want sexually onto me, because I don't want that shit.
Wow.
I wish I could punch you back to the dimension you were in that kept us from crossing paths. My body's reaction to your presence is like extremely complex math. Hard to explain if you're not in the equation, easy to see even with lack of imagination. Your touch is way too comfortable. Your smile is so amiable. I won't even dote on the lips that create that smile, but when it's time for you to leave, I'll be wishing that you could stay around a little longer, just a while. A super uncanny connection at this point in time, an unknown direction, unsure if your distance is just fear or rejection. I want to know your innermost parts, why you keep secrets inside. If you show me yours, I'll show you mine. Your heart. It doesn't have to be guarded, but if it's going to be, just tell me the situation deserves full clarity. Your energy speaks for you. Volumes your voice may be too nervous to let peak. With me, you don't have to be meek. You say you don't know me, but if you think hard enough, you do. That portal you went in unarmored and naked gave you clear and direct vision. Vulnerable as was I don't want you to think I'm trying to pry. I just know you can feel whatever that pull is between here and there and everywhere. When we're around each other, I know you feel that shit. But in your mind, what the fuck is it? Is it just lust? Do you want more of it? With me, your truth you can trust. I won't turn on you for simply being truthful, and holding grudges doesn't keep the face youthful. To be honest, I like you too much to just stay mad at you that long. I'm wondering if even that ideology is wrong. I'll always be cordial with you, but I can't just be your friend. Not with you looking at me with those eyes like, yeah, man. If that's really what you want, I'll try to just be in your life. I'll try that just to be in your life, but I can't handle it if you're going to touch me like that. All the barriers I have just snap, fall to pieces on the floor, like I want my clothing to in order for you to explore. If you just want to be my friend, then you gotta make it easier on me. You can't keep sending me those vibes saying what you can and can't deny. I can do that, but you gotta treat me like a friend, because the shit you do makes me wish you were my man so I could give you whatever you wanted. If you want to just be my friend, you gotta stop making my yoni so wet that when you leave, she feels taunted. The sight of you is fucking daunting because you make my breathing quicken and my blood rushes so fast. I just want to pull you into me and lay your head on my chest every time. So being your friend, I'll try, but you gotta make it easier on me, my guy.
Wow. I love it, because the whole time I'm thinking this is like a really good, like, emotions, we are working through shit, and then you're like, my pussy's wet. Like, I enjoy the surprise there, so I just want you to know that.
Because it's like, damn, you can't tell somebody I want to be your friend, but then you caress their lips, look them in their eyes like, come here, girl. That doesn't work. So...
Before he
yes.
say one thing. So, I just want to reiterate that now we're going to have this talk with the whole room.
Yes.
You know, so please, yes?
Before we have a talk, can I share one poem that I've never got to read in front of anyone, because this is the only appropriate environment I've ever found?
Is it a sexual poem?
Yeah,
yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Please share.
Is it dirty?
Yeah,
please come.
No, it's sexual, but not.
Come right here.
Come right here so you
I
can
mean, it's got bad words in it,
Fuck
this
yeah.
is, hey, we never,
because I don't think I've ever got to read
and
this
I
in
didn't
public.
introduce you on live yet. Hold on, let me introduce, oh, you're already here.
Introduce her right here.
It's so live.
Yeah. This is Melodie. This is her life, so you guys all know Melodie. This is also her house. This is her. I'm done.
This is her art. And I've never got to read this anywhere. This is called my.
I love this. Framing her. Yes.
Frame.
Okay, this is called my love melody. I don't know that I love you, but I do know that it's true, that I want to get all dirty like an animal with you. I don't know if I feel you or our souls are intertwined, but I want to cross your primal nature need to fuck with mine.
Wait.
Rewind!
I didn't.
Say that line again.
Yes, please. Thank you.
You
didn't warn me about
Just
this
read
at
the
all.
line
Okay,
again,
you
the
didn't
last
say
line.
anything. Yeah, just the last line. Yeah, please.
I don't know if I feel you or our souls are intertwined, but I want to cross your primal nature need to fuck with mine. I don't know if I date you. I don't want to have your kids, but I know I want to high five my vagina to your dick.
Wait.
Oh shit!
I'm not getting
Keep going. Come on.
Okay, I don't know that I love you, but I do know that it's true that I want to get all dirty like an animal with you. Don't want to owe you answers every time you freak and call. I just want to be a bedpost notch and pinned against your wall. Don't want to meet your mama or shake some hands with dad unless it's just some foreplay till we fuck inside their pad.
Oh.
Don't want to say I love you, hoping you don't feel it too. Because right now, all I want to do is make it here with you. Yeah, right now, I just want to make it everywhere with you. That's it.
Melodie!
Oh my God!
Can we make that a fucking song? Jesus Christ!
Yeah!
That is hardcore as fuck!
High five!
I did sing it like when I first made it.
That
That's
is
like a funk
I'm
song.
gonna
I
type
like
a
bluesy.
status and I'm gonna say I want to high five my dick to your vagina and I'm gonna tag you in it.
I'm gonna high five
Yes.
my vagina to
To
your
your
dick.
dick. I love it.
five.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you for letting me read
dope
that.
shit.
That was no. Thank you for gifting us with that. So high five.
Do you want to high five my vagina?
So, what I was saying before
And
that.
back. And we're back.
Slam. So, conversation with the whole room. So definitely feel free.
Yes,
you know,
chime in.
Chime in. Don't need to like
Ask
raise your hand. Oh,
questions.
Nazareth, please come back. And yeah, so yeah, chime in, ask questions, say whatever you want to say. You know, this is definitely an experience for all of us together combined. So,
I have a question.
yes.
Is the Facebook live feed still going?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you uncomfortable with that?
I have no idea. I don't know what we're going to be talking about.
Okay.
So, basis of a conversation. A lot of the sex education I have is self-experience as well as when I was growing up. I grew up really religious, and I was a youth leader and a dance instructor, coach, whatever the hell you want to call it. And a lot of the kids that I dealt with, I don't know if it's because the university that I went through it, but a lot of the children that I taught had been through a lot of sexual abuse. Or just abuse in general. Some of them were in foster care, some of it was familial. And literally, after practice every day, somebody was like, hey, Miss Mimi, I gotta tell you something. And I'm like, shit, what the fuck is it gonna be that? All right, what's up? And that just kind of led me into wanting to get into these spaces and these circles with young people and talking to them about sex and not what we learn in school. Not the bullshit that they're just like, hey, this is how you make a baby and don't do it. And if you do, use a condom and that birth control shit. Take that. Like, no, this is not the only conversation we need to have. And then being around adults that don't talk about sex enough, who don't know their own bodies, women who don't know there's more than one hole down there and that your labia and clitoris are not the same thing. Literally. Yeah, I was just like, no, we need to have more conversations around this type of shit. So, dating after sexual trauma. She asked me one day, what would I want to talk about if I had to talk about sex? What would I want to talk about? And I said, consent within relationships and dating after sexual trauma. This girl posted on Facebook the other day, dating after molestation, how do you do that? What is that? And it made me feel like, damn. I've done that, but nobody's ever asked me that. Nobody ever asked me, like, how do you deal with your trauma in your relationships? How did you get over that? How do you have sex and you had sex taken from you? For me, I feel like as an adult now, I'm more comfortable being sexual because I was sexualized very young. But there were things that would happen within sex that would trigger me, and I'd be like, whoa, wait, no. And I didn't even know why it made me uncomfortable until I started digging and going to counseling myself and figuring out, like, okay, that happened, let's address. Okay, this is why you feel like this. So I say to other people who have had sexual traumatic experiences, you don't have to share all parts of your sexual self with your partner just because they're your partner. You don't even have to have sex with them just because they're your partner. You're not fucking obligated to do that shit if you don't want to. And people make it seem like, oh, you're my girlfriend, you're my boyfriend, you have to do. No, I don't have to fucking do anything. Just like Nazarene said earlier, I want to have the choice to heal however the fuck I want to heal, rather I fuck 0 people or 300 people, and it doesn't matter. What's up?
It all ties into like that contractual obligation of what a relationship is projected in society. You know what I mean? But a relationship can be anything. It can be so many multi-layered different things, and that's what we got to deconstruct if we want to get past that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think that the reason why, like you said, social obligation. I think people feel like, oh well, I've had traumas, and just because I've had them doesn't mean I have to hold on to them. You don't have to hold on to them, but you still need to make people respect you within them. Tell your partners your triggers. You know, if you say, for instance, like for me, funny, I like my hair pulled now, but one of the things that happened to me when I had an altercation, I got yanked down by my hair for that person to get what they wanted. So I did not like getting my hair pulled for a very long time. You couldn't touch my hair. You couldn't even be by my hair. I wasn't with that shit.
Sorry for leaving.
Peace.
I hope you have a good conversation.
Yeah, have a good evening.
I'm leaving to sleep.
Mine. Now, I like having my hair pulled, but it's also my choice now to get my hair pulled. And I don't share that with all my partners. Everybody doesn't know that that's part of me that I like. I like women and men, and all the men that I deal with don't know that I like women because I don't want to share that with you. Just because I'm a girl that likes girls does not mean I have to have a threesome with you. And I get that a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure,
It's annoying as fuck.
Like
it's that same projection too. People have expectations when they come into shit.
What you looking for?
They're right there. Are those my keys? I'm so sorry.
No, those are mine.
Oh,
no. No, you need your keys.
You do need your keys.
Do you remember, is it upstairs maybe? Are you upstairs?
I'm not seeing them
The
down here.
kitchen.
they're like a fake bunch.
Pause, you guys.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
You need your car to go home.
Yeah. I hope you find them.
Are they in the couch?
Are they right here?
Oh, no, they're not.
Those right there, maybe.
Found them?
Like Melodies, they might be.
Mine are attached to me.
Did I hear a yes?
Nazarene's whistle?
Yeah. There's more upstairs, I think. So. Yeah. Okay. Do you remember where you?
Yes.
were at?
So with that, even there's my consent thing again. A lot of men who talk to me, they're like, "Oh, so then we'll have a girlfriend." No, I will have a girlfriend.
We'll have a girlfriend.
We will have a girlfriend if I share her with you. If I choose to do that, if I feel like you were deemed necessary in that, but I don't need you to do that. I don't even need you to say that it's okay for me to, because I'm gonna do it regardless.
Exactly.
I think people need to be more comfortable with who they are, with their own sexuality, with the things that they like, so they can comfortably say to people, "I don't like when you do that. I don't like when you touch me like that. I prefer it if you did it this way." Especially in like our age range of this mid to late 20s, and I see a lot of the early 40s, late 30s people, because they were raised to be kind of like quiet with sex, they're not comfortable. Like, my mother can talk to me about sex, but if I ask her what her preferences are, she doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, lady, you're almost 50. You know what you like. Why can't you tell me what you like? Because you're not encouraged to talk about it. And I feel like in order for us to have healthy sexual relationships with ourselves and with the people we choose to share our bodies with, communication has to happen. And it doesn't happen enough. I think people are too scared to be judged by their partners. I think people are too, just like in your excerpt when the demon said, I have to tell you something. There's always this, I don't know if I want to share myself. I don't know if I want to share that part. And it's like, exactly, we're raised in shame a lot. Like even with toddlers, people get on their toddler's ass because your toddler can't remember the left shoe and the right shoe. Bitch, I'm 3. Like I know you just taught it to me. I know I got it last week. But this is a whole nother Monday, Mom. So what the fuck? I'm sorry.
I'm 3.
And people shame us at a very early age. So we grow up in that and we take that with us every fucking where we go. And we just walk around with this, oh, I'm going to hide who I am, or I'm going to hide this part of myself because I was shamed at such a young age for these minuscule things. This is big as hell. So I'm going to keep this shit secret. I'm not going to tell anybody about this. And that doesn't make for healthy relationships at all. At all. And we don't have healthy sex conversations enough. Sex is so taboo. I can't tell you how many people look at my necklace and they're like, why do you have a vagina on your neck? That's not what that's for. Right, it's like, why don't you have one? Why don't you have a vagina on your neck or a penis on your shirt? I feel like we live in a really male-centered society, and so men's sexuality is okay to talk about. Boobs and tits and women on women and hot blonde bombshells and whatever the fuck else
twins.
is the... Yeah,
Can we talk about how in society it's just a thing that we're just gonna accept you're gonna fuck twins at the same time?
Like incest is cool now. It's alright now because it's sexy because they look alike. Like incest is fine.
And there's 2 of them.
Yeah, because that's just supposed to be alright. So I think if we just had more healthy conversations like this about sex with yourself, with your friends, with your partner, soon to be partner, whoever the fuck needs to know that you feel, I think we could have better sex.
What are some ways that you've specifically seen yourself doing it and also just you've learned about it or you've tried it? Like what are some ways that you let go of shame in what you do, whether it's about your body as a whole or sexually?
So I can do both. With the disease that I was battling, I used to weigh 160 pounds. I was really thick, strapped, whatever you want to say. I got down to 105. At 5'7", that is not very cute. I didn't feel attractive. I was very skinny. I was very thin. People thought I was on drugs. It was a lot. And I was married at the time, too. And so when my husband met me, I was like about the size I am now. So about 130. But then when I got super sick, everything went down. He saw me go. Literally, the sickness and health shit happened like first 2 years of our marriage. Like, here you go. Here's your fucking test. And he did ultimately end up cheating on me with a woman that is a lot more shapely than I am. The women he deals with now are a lot more shapely than I am. And so for a while, it used to really bother me. I was like, damn, like, why did you marry me then if you knew that I wasn't what you wanted, you know, physically? I have everything else, the mental, the caring, the go-getter attitude, I cook all the other shit. But if you didn't like what you saw, why would you want to be married to me for the rest of your fucking life? That's stupid. I had to learn that his feelings about me didn't have anything to do with me. It was him. That's what he likes. He's vain and he's childish as fuck. Period. Love him to death, but he is. He's vain, he's childish as fuck. And in that regard. And I just had to learn to let other people's views of me go. And literally like look at myself in the mirror naked as fuck every day and just be like, you know what? You're still pretty. You're still beautiful. You may not have the big butt you used to have. You may not have the boobs you used to have. But it forces people to get to know me for who I am now. Because I was always, that's Mariah with the big butt. Literally even now people are still like, damn Mariah, where'd your booty go? Swear to God, like people from high school be like, damn, Mariah with the fat ass ain't got a fat ass no more. No, I don't. And I'm not just a fat ass. So do you want to talk to my face or no? Because if not, bye.
Boom.
I really had to learn to find other things about me that I like. And I like being thin now. You know, I think it's alright. I think it's okay. If I never get back to 160 fucking pounds, I don't give a shit. I'll take these little legs. I'll take my tone. I'll take all that shit. Because there was a time that I hated the way that I looked. I literally hated the body that I was in. And I have trans friends who were like, damn, for you to not be trans, you sound like me sometimes.
It's very trans.
And I'm like, yeah, because I hate this.
Yeah.
I hate this shit every fucking day. I just look at this shit and I'm like, I hate this. This is not what I want to look like. This is not what I'm used to looking like. This is not how I feel I'm supposed to look. I don't see me when I see this vessel. I see something else. And now I see me when I look at myself. But I have to force that, you know? And then of course I have to I have to get in the gym and work out and eat more and get healthy and all that other shit. But even still in this right now, there are women who will be like, oh, why you want to gain weight? Most people want to lose weight. Okay, because that's how I want to feel about myself. Why the fuck does it matter what I want to do?
That's what I was actually gonna ask you about that, because I feel like I feel like you sharing that and being vulnerable about that was awesome. It was such like a huge body positive, like just conversation starter. And so I like and then like I'm really proud of like my own
Evolution.
Thank you. I'm tired.
Charles Darwin.
Hey. My own like mental health evolution, because you know what I mean? Years ago, it would have made me feel so uncomfortable to hear a thin woman next to me talking about hating her body and wanting to gain weight. Like, I would have been like,
bitch,
what? Like, we can talk later. Like, yeah. But I've also, like, I'm very much with you on the growth and the counseling. She said counseling earlier. Counseling. I just think that's a whole other topic for a whole different show. But, like, being an immigrant Black person, you know, therapy is not a choice that's given to you a lot when you're young. You know, it's certainly not something that
you gotta go seek it.
It's seen as a crutch. It's seen as something is wrong with you, when really you're
especially in our community.
And really, what you're doing is seeking help to be better and just feel more comfortable. So basically, yeah. So I'm really proud of my own evolution about that, and I just want to talk about how, like, you know, for just a few more minutes, for body positive, I mean, I always love, you know, like all the memes, all the things about, like, you know, bigger women need love too, cool, but I've always kind of hated that snide little, like, you know, men don't want bones, like, whatever, like, you know, I like it, or just, you know, skinny bitches,
either
whatever.
side of it, I don't like.
Yeah, and I'm
I don't
just
like either side of it.
Like, we're still being mean to someone. Like,
yeah, you don't need to tear someone else out down to build yourself up.
Facts.
Yes.
Yeah. Facts.
So I'm just really glad that this conversation happened.
Me
so,
too.
yeah.
And the body positivity led me into the whole consent within relationships thing for myself, because even being married, there were times like, I don't want to have sex with you right now. The fuck? Like, don't touch me. I don't feel like it. I don't like me today, so I don't want to share me with you.
If it's okay to share,
yeah.
Like, what would his reaction be, and like, kind of like, what does that remind you of, just like in our culture too, where you're just like, this is your husband, if you love your husband, or if you love your spouse, you know,
period, right?
You do what they say or whatever, you're just available all the time.
So, being that he didn't grow up very religious, it wasn't hard for him to accept if I was like, no.
Okay, that's very interesting. Like that, the flip, right?
Like,
I would think it'd be the other way around.
Okay,
yeah.
you know, if you don't, that's fine. If you don't want to. There was even a point where he used to have an issue with oral sex. He wanted to receive it, but he didn't want to give it. And I told him one day, well, if you don't want to give it, you're not going to get it.
I mean, that's just...
So our sex is going to be real fucking vanilla. Get over that. And I'm like that with all people. It's reciprocity around these parts. If you're not going to give it, you're not going to get it from me, period. So he literally was like, you're serious? No, I'm dead ass, bro. Dead ass. Like, you might want to go find you a girl to do that. Just that. Because I'm not going to do it if you're not going to do it to me. So you better learn how to get comfortable with it, because I'm super comfortable with you. I don't understand how you can decide to have sex with me unprotected, but you don't want to put your mouth in the same place that you put your penis. That doesn't make sense.
There's a whole other talk on men fucking someone that they know that they want. Like, they don't want to do anything with this person, but they're just like, let me just get it. And it's like, well, why would you? But you know, that's a whole other conversation.
Right.
All of that.
But even with that, like, people would think, like, it's weird you deny your husband. Yes, I do, sometimes. And it's okay to do so.
I want to go back to when you said because he wasn't religious, it wasn't hard for him to accept a no. Versus, what are you really saying? And let's talk about it.
Well, shit, I feel like I was engaged to a guy who was religious previous to him. Example. And if I ever told him no, it was a problem. He's like, why?
I mean, I get it because I was really raised traditionally like that. So, I mean, this is kind of the opposite side of it. But when I was married for a short time, and I had problems saying no because I was raised that you took care of
all the time.
Your husband. And
So,
yeah. Yeah, I don't. Well, he didn't take it well.
And traditionally they know.
I felt like a bad person, like when that was, and it wasn't deliberate in the upbringing, but it's just kind of,
you see it. Your mom, your grandma, women around you.
It's like an internalized construct that's built into your psyche.
Nobody has to really tell you. You're just like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. Be a good wife.
Well, I'm a really strong Christian now, but I know the difference now that I'm older between, like I hope I didn't raise my daughter to be scared like I was, hopefully.
And sometimes I was scared. Sometimes I was like, dang, is he gonna cheat on me if I say no? He's gonna cheat anyway. It doesn't matter.
Right,
It doesn't matter.
But
He wants to cheat because he wants to cheat, so that's what they want to do. So still have consent within your relationships. It's still your body. At the end of the day.
It's still your
it's the
body
vessel
at
that
the
you
end
have
of
to
the
walk
day.
around with.
Yes.
That's the skin that you have to feel every day. Those are the thoughts that you have to have. That's the brain you have to have. Nobody else has to deal with that every day but you. That's it.
Thank you so much. So, I just want to go ahead and ask you, where can people find you online? How can people support you? And what are the things that you are like, this is what I do, come see me at this?
So I'm a dancer. I'm also a dance fitness instructor and a personal trainer. I have classes every Tuesday at 7:30 at Studio G on the west side, Lafayette Square Mall. It's like in the food court. I think they're $7 a class. And then I have classes. It's dance fitness class. It's called Sass and Sweat. So yes, you're gonna sweat, but it's very sassy, sexy. It's like it's literally dance fitness. I like body positivity and sexual encouragement because, like I said, a lot of people don't have that. So my goal is to focus for men and women or anybody to come to this class, and when they leave, they feel like, you know what, I can look in the mirror and twerk and do whatever and feel good about themselves. Or hell, go to the club with their friends and be like, I learned this in class and I can do it. Because I remember, like, I want people to feel better about dancing, whether they dance or not. Dancing can be a sexual thing and can lead. You can dance for your fucking partner. I teach them shit all the time, like, hey, look, if you do this, he gonna go crazy. So do it. I love doing stuff like that.
That reminds me of hip hop abs. Did anybody ever do hip hop abs?
Yeah,
He'd be like, Shanti would be like, you gonna look cute in your jeans, girl. You better.
Yeah, and that's
I did a lot of hip hop
all
abs.
about. That's what it's all about. And then I have classes every Saturday at Get Fit on East Washington Street.
Nice.
Those classes are at 12 noon. Both classes are 45 minutes to an hour. I also do private stuff. I'm a go-go dancer. You can book me. I have a group called Onyx Entertainment Group. It is on Facebook, Instagram. Yes, Onyx Entertainment Group. We're indie-based. All the girls we have aerialists, pole dancers, go-go dancers.
Why didn't you bring them here tonight? That's the question.
We do all kind of little funky stuff. We do promo. We do all that good stuff. So if you're having a party, if you got a club, any sort of dance entertainment, we even do sexy food service. If you're having a party and you want cute girls to
What
serve
is
your...
sexy food service? Oh, just service.
Yeah,
I was thinking like
if you're having a
bodies.
like if I had
I'll get the chips from the other room. And
yes, like if I had a birthday party and I wanted fine girls to walk around with my drinks instead of me doing it, that's what we do. Costumes and all.
Do we have a question?
Yes.
What if I got a band and I'm finna put on a stage show? I'm gonna get your information.
We do concerts. We do all kinds
Yes.
of shit. We do all kinds of shit. My Facebook is Mariah Price. It's a really dope picture of me in a striped dress, and I'm kind of like this. My Instagram is Rye_raw_real, because I'm very much both of those things. To a fault, because I'm a Leo, so I don't know how to lie. It's very hard for me to do that. And yeah, I'm into holistic herbalism shit. If you've got questions about how to heal stuff or emotional things, if I can help, I can point you in the direction of other people. Yeah.
Yes, that's
That's
awesome.
me.
Yes. Awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and just move right along. I'm really excited. We're gonna switch seats so you can sit here.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this conversation. I think it was a really good thing. I wasn't ready for it. It's okay. No, and so I just kind of like feel like I'm not in the right space, but I think this is a great place to end on, and I have to be somewhere soon, and I'm 25. So,
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but Sorry.
Okay. No, don't apologize. Definitely, I'm glad that you feel these things and you know it's still important to have the conversation. I appreciate you doing that and definitely sticking through that. It's awesome. Thank you.
Yes, we appreciate all of you.
Yes. So I guess what I can do is just asking if anybody has any questions, and then I would sort of close out. So, or if you like to share poetry.
I have a poem if you want to
Yes.
hear it.
Yes.
Okay. Should I read it?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Are you guys ready?
Yeah. Come introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Bet. I'm a warrior, and I've killed 3 people. What's up? I want you guys to raise your hand if you like sex. Raise your hand if you like assholes.
Mine or?
Just any asshole. Raise your hand. Raise one hand for sex, one hand for assholes.
This is my one for sex.
Okay.
I think
We have a lot of people that don't like assholes.
I can't do it.
It's okay. I'm just like trying to get us like in the mood. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna keep my hands up like this while I do the poem because it's a roller coaster. You ready? We're gonna go down to hell.
Yes.
All right. This is called. Oh fuck! I have it open to the wrong page.
You're fucking up.
I'm fucking up.
Hurry up.
Honestly, fire me. This is called a eulogy for the UP text at 3 a.m. Anybody know what a UP text is? I know what a UP text is. I've experienced one before. Have you experienced one before? Okay.
Yeah.
They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. I sent you that pic you asked for in my asshole, and I can't even get a text back. Let me test that hypothesis and make a little synthesis that you're a fucking hypocrite, and you aren't really into this, even when you're getting into this. Is this a game? Because every time I ride your D-train to Boston, I bloom and I blossom. Raccoons and opossum don't get action this awesome. And those motherfuckers have like 12 kids at a time. They must go hard. Waves of pleasure roll over. Eruption glows closer. They roll, ride like a coaster. It's bumpy and rough. Gruff, tough exterior. Peel it off like makeup in the mirror. You're more you when you're with me, not amidst potential enemies. Draining your energy. Hammer me down on the bed. Take it all out on me. Don't stress, just undress. Just get naked with me. Feast your eyes. Take a bite. Lay it out on the table. Let the image sink in if you're willing and able. Look down. Because my eyes are up here. They say the eyes are the window to the soul, but I say it's the asshole where we keep our deepest, darkest secrets. The shit that we're ashamed of. It makes us whole, asshole. It makes us human. I sent you a pic of my fucking asshole, and I can't get a text back, asshole.
I love it.
That's the only poem I have about sex.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming here to share that.
Thank you. I didn't come here to share it. I came here to experience. But I got to experience all over you guys, too.
Yeah. Yep. I feel a lot of good things from that. So, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll just say thank you so much for tuning in. Anybody that's gonna watch this after, we really appreciate you guys. I'm Ariane Husa. I'll tag myself later in the comments here. Please follow my Facebook page, Feel and Heal Poetry. Feel and Heal Poetry. This is me being like you see it, you know it's me. And also, something that I'm personally struggling with right now is trying to raise money for just to cover some things that I've let lapse and that have put me in a sort of like a precarious precarious situation. And so if you are interested in supporting my efforts, I have written an essay that is posted with the GoFundMe information that is also on my Facebook page. Please read it and share. Think about donating, and definitely please follow any of the artists that you saw today and book them to do your things, because obviously everyone's amazing. And I'm gonna go ahead and just let that be the end of the first ever Hot Slam. Yay!